My beloved Barbadians, this is Victor Callender. Today is the 26th day of May, 2025. The time is now 4:48 p.m. or 16:48 military time, Pacific Standard Time. I am here to speak to you about the politics of change in Barbados, the rapidity of what's going on in Barbados as it relates to regular working class Barbadians from my perch here in the Pacific Northwest. From what I read, having spoken to other Barbadians and taking in opinions from various people, I'm able to understand more about my beloved country and my beloved people than probably a lot of people would give credit to. Yes, my boots are not on the ground in Barbados again, and they have not been there in many years. But I'm able to understand because I ask questions, I seek out people, and perhaps one day sooner than most people would assume, I will be back in my beloved Barbados to see for myself the climate of change and the beauty that has occurred in some areas and look back with some level of nostalgia at what once was. On the election by election night of this past month here, I was able to see with clarity the situation of the Democratic Labour Party, of politics in Barbados, of the democratic process in Barbados. Nothing wrong with the democratic process. Um, for the most part, Barbadians still hold dear to their hearts the vestiges of what ancestrally we fought to have, to gain. It's still measurable. The election process was fair, free, um, and absent from it was most of the problems that plague developed or developing countries as far as the democratic principles. The democracy in Barbados, I believe, is strong based on what I saw. What I did see that I did not like was that what once was a party of high esteem, the Democratic Labour Party is a party to which um, I make reference, was now disheveled um, on the virtue of becoming a nonentity as far as a viable political party, and that saddened me. It saddened me because with the level of intelligentsia, political intelligentsia, the level of people ready, willing, and able to muster to the side of democracy, viable democracy, that the current spate of Democratic Labour Party leadership indulge themselves in minuscule partisan political chicanery, nonsense politics, nonsense peddling. And I found that to be sad and to be replete with selfishness from the standpoint of what is the current political leadership. As I stated on numerous occasions here on Sherry Veronica's blog, I believe that once Ralph Thorne lost this by election, that he was not the man for leadership of the Democratic Labour Party and that he should do the decent and honorable thing and step aside. Money is what's important to Ralph Thorne above people, above the people of Barbados and the Democratic Labour Party. I am of the opinion that there needs to be a revitalization and a recommitment in Barrow's party, the party of Barrow, the Democratic Labour Party, to bringing people forward who at least can make a marked imprint on Barbadian politics as it relates to being viable candidates. No longer can we look at people like David Eswick, Richard Seeley, um, Verla de Pizza, and the likes as people who have a lot to offer Barbadian elective politics going forward. Maybe in the background as advisors, but those people who are now political has-beens should be decent enough to step away from Barbadian politics and to allow a younger breed of Barbadian politicians to step forward and to serve. Even if they serve and lose in a general election or by election, at least they would have made an imprint and they would have stood before the people of Barbados in an elective capacity, would have gone through an election process and laws. As it relates to what I saw on last week on the panel for the by election held by CBC, young Don Marie Armstrong, who I believe will have a future in Barbadian politics in some way, shape, or form, was really taken to task and schooled by a professional in Liz Thompson. Don Marie, that's not a shameful thing. Um, Liz Thompson is a political stalwart, fire tested, and battle worthy. And if I were you, Don Marie, I would seek out, if you're interested in a political future, seek out the Liz Thompsons of the world, the Santia Bradshaws of the world, the Mia Amor Motleys of the world, the Dale Marshalls of the world, the Kerry Simmons of the world. See, politics is about a bridge. It's not about a selfishness. It's not about looking at yourself in a mirror and being an island unto yourself. It's about a formulary predicated on building bridges. And there are people who, for whatever reason, are more Barbadian than they are political partisans. And if I were you, Don Marie, I would seek out people who can advise you politically on where to go, where the compass should navigate to. Where you are right now, Don Marie, in the current political party that you're in, there is no one there to give you the advice to go forward and shape a political career. You may win in a constituency and you may be a member of parliament, but still be as lacking as Ralph Thorne has been. Ralph Thorne has been a member of parliament, unable to navigate the shores of legislation because he lacks the political acumen to understand with some level of fastidiousness the importance of the legislative process. Find a way, Don Marie, to build a nexus to understanding legislative content and the proper representational tools. Have them in your toolkit to be a good constituency representative. I would venture to say that in Liz Thompson, in Kerry Simmons, in Santia Bradshaw, in Mia Amor Montley, in William Duguid, um, and many other members. It does not necessarily have to be those people I've just mentioned, but there are others within the Barbados Labour Party who would reach across the aisle and advise you and help you, you know, regardless of your party persuasion. What you will not get is proper advice from people who are unable to give it in the form of um, um, Verla de Pizza and other members of the Democratic Labour Party who are only self-serving. They're surrogates of of self, and on a highway to nothing. These people are on highways to nothing, and therefore they only engender fear in the Barbadian populace and offer you nothing to grow your political career. If you continue in that stead, you will be bitter and end up out of politics completely. Young Kimar Stewart, Kimar, come now. You have a numerate mind. You have a numerate mind, Kimar. Please find yourself in a situation that is other than political nothingness. To form a political party, third parties in Barbados go nowhere. You know, if you want to help the people of Barbados, eat a little bit of crow. And if you are about helping the people, walk across the aisle and help. Um, the Democratic Labour Party made a very bad mistake, Kimar, with not embracing your talents. Ralph Thorne is diminutive as it represents his understanding of talent, political talent. Not You're not to blame for that. The truth is, outside of a political main party in Barbados, Kimar, you'll be relegated to nothingness. You would just be a voice crying out in the wilderness to be heard, and no one will really take you politically serious. You will not. Find yourself to a political party, whether it's remaining in the Democratic Labour Party or walking across into the Barbados Labour Party and starting from scratch, growing a political identity and starting from scratch. Political third parties in Barbados are a waste of time. If Dr. Richie Haynes, with all of his financial means and his intelligentsia, could not do it, if Dr. McLean could not do it, um, it will not be done anytime soon in Barbados. Not possible given the history and the context of the Barbadian voting public. Not possible. Um, my belief is, seriously, that Rob Thorne should be a thing of the past as it references the political identity of the Democratic Labour Party. He should be gone. If you're not asking for him to be gone, and Verla de Pizza, David Esrick, Richard Seeley, and the rest of those has-beens, then you're wasting time. You're wasting time, akin to having an ashtray on a motorcycle. Those people I've just mentioned, useless, and perhaps not just gone from the elective politics realm, but gone from being politically identifiable. They're a waste of time. Um, so gather yourselves together, prepare for the political future. If democracy is important in the Democratic Labour Party and its establishment of viable candidates, then you should start anew, fresh, with people who the general populace will take more seriously. Verla de Pisa has never been really seriously a candidate for anything. She can't win electively at a constituency level. Her platform presence is lacking. Um, I mean, why promote people like that? Why even talk about them at all? Ralph Thorne is about Ralph Thorne, and again, we are wasting time. Richard Seeley's lost now in back-to-back elections, and so too has David Eswick. Why regurgitate um, foolishness, recycled nonsense? Let's move away from that and move to higher ground. Thank you for listening to me. God bless you. God bless Barbados. And as usual, I'm ready, willing, and able to listen to anybody who challenges my thought processes, and I can learn from anybody. I'm willing to listen so that I can learn. God bless. Take care.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.